Hello friends, I'm back for another Scrap With Me video today, and I thought we'd have lots of fun creating with a brand new collection from Creative Memories. It is the Boo-Yah collection. See that? Boo-Yah. It is a fun Halloween themed collection and I just love it. I love all the papers, I love the colorings and the design of each different paper. It's kind of like a mini collection because you're getting your designer paper pack and then there's the decorative stickers. And I'm not sure if you can see, if I bring that up to my camera, the stickers actually have a really cool holographic effect. So they're going to look amazing on your scrappy projects. You're getting a sheet full of really cute icons, and you've also got some quotes and phrases as well as your border stickers. And the thing that I noticed with this, there are so many stickers, especially with these icons fitted into the one sticker sheet. So you're really getting, quite a lot there for your projects. I've already printed my photos. I'm going to be working with 5 photos in today's layout. And I've also got my spider web frame punch to work into my layout as well. So we will get started. And the idea that I'm kind of toying with is to do a partial grid design for this layout. There's lots of beautiful papers, so I want to, incorporate as many of those as I can, as well as my stickers. But that was the thought process, and we'll see how we can bring that together. I'm just going to cut my paper pack open a little wider there, just so I don't snag any of my new papers and crumple them, and we'll get them out of the bag. I already know what paper I'm going to work with. I know I've said before, there's always one paper that you just gravitate to in a collection that you love. And for me, if I can find it, so many beautiful papers. I'm going to work with this beautiful orange check print as my background. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And then I want to have, a couple of almost full-sized photos on one side, and then I want to work with a grid design down this right-hand side of the page. Now off camera, I have also already created a title, even though there's heaps of titles and phrases on the sticker sheets. I just wanted one that was a little bit bigger, and I've just created this with my Cricut Joy. You don't have to, worry if you don't have a Cricut or a Silhouette that you can create a larger title with, because as I said, there are so many titles and phrases here on the sticker sheets as well. So this is going to be my background page. So what I want to do is just, I think I'll fit 8 squares going down this right hand side. I'll just move my background paper to the side as well. And I've picked out 4 prints of paper that I'd like to work with. This was super hard. I love all of them. I especially love this scallop design as well. I think we'll be able to create some really fun layouts with this paper. But for today, these are the 4 that I'm going to work with, and I'm going to cut 2 squares from each. And I want these to measure 2.75 by 2.75. And like I said, we're going to be working with 2 of these. I've got beautiful purple. That's 2. And we can save all these pieces for another project. I'm going to work with this darker orange stripe. And again, just the same size as before, 2.75 by 2.75. And then I've got this green with the stars, which is super cute. If you didn't want to use your designer papers for the grid, for these little squares, you could use cardstock if you prefer. And I couldn't go past how cute is this polka dot. I love it. So that'll be our final choice of paper. And another 2 squares cut there. So that's got all of the squares for our grid design. I can set that trimmer to the side. I'll just bring back the background paper again, just to give us an idea of where these are going to sit. And you kind of want to spread them out that little bit from the edge of the paper. And then I'm just using lining that up by eye to try and evenly space those. We might go the dark orange there. We might go the purple. And then we might reverse these away for the final 4. So we've got the black polka dot. Let's go the green. And we need to fit in the orange and the purple. Like so. And we've got our little grid design. Now I'm going to adhere these squares into place, and I'm actually going to use my foam squares to do so because I want to elevate them from the page just a little bit. And I've allowed for 1/4 inch space around the edges of my page. And then it's just a matter of evenly spacing the other squares to match. So if you've got that, you know, even space around the edge, you'll be able to work these squares quite easily, getting them nice and even on your page. And as I said, I'm going to work with foam squares. You don't have to, but you will find that it's just going to lift that paper, separate those colours nicely. We'll get them stuck down into place. So what I really want to do now is work on getting my photos in place, and then we can come in and work with our decorative elements. Now I've got 2 photos that I want to work with at the full size, and then I'm going to cut down these 3 little photos here. As you can see with my photos, I've got a lot of what I call negative space. There's not a lot going on in the background. These were taken in front of just a plain background. So I'm going to cut away most of that. I've actually just cut myself a little template from cardstock, and this measures 2.5 by 2.5. You can just cut these freehand using your trimmer if you wish, but I like to be able to line up the subject matter and know that I'm cutting away, you know, the areas that I do want to cut away. I'm just going to use my all-purpose scissors. I like to have a larger scissor set for this type of thing, but I'm just going to carefully balance where I'm putting that template into place, and then I'm just going to cut around. I know this would be so much easier if you were using like a vellum or something like that where you can see through the square, but I wanted to work with something that was quite sturdy like the cardstock. So you can still line that up okay, even though you can't see through it. And I find the longer scissors better for when I'm cutting my photos like this, which is why I'm not using my Creative Memories scissors. So that's just cut away that bit from my photo. And the idea is to place a photo in, you know, some of the little squares that we've worked in our grid. So I guess you'd have to be a little bit selective with what photos you would use for something like this. I've been lucky in that I've got the photos with a lot of that negative space, but I mean, you could print your photos to this size if you wanted to. I know a lot of you have got, you know, some wonderful high-tech printers that will do that for you. There are some apps that you can use to choose the size of your photo, but since I already had these photos printed, that's why I'm cutting mine down. Okay, so now that we've got our little photos cut down to the 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch size, I can set about getting them stuck into place. And I just want to spread them out on some of the different papers. And another one there to the base, and we're going to add some of our embellishments to the remaining squares. So once you're happy, you can get them stuck into place. I'm just working with a little bit of my repositionable tape, just making sure I get them centered onto those squares. And our final little one. And the final little square up into that top corner. So that's got 3 of our photos into place. Now I do want to cut these down a little bit because again, there's just so much space with these photos that we don't need. I'm just going to bring in my photo trimmer and I'm going to cut these down to 5.5 by 3.5. So I can easily do that from the base. Then to keep my subject matter of the photo centered, I'm just going to trim 1/4 inch off each end. Like so. Actually, you know what? I think I can trim these down even further. I think I'm going to take it down to 5 inches by 3.5. So I'm just going to trim another 1/4 inch off the ends, and I'll just make it a little more compact in size. Yeah, I think that's a much better size. So 5 inches by 3.5. It's the same for my second photo. I'll just trim 1/2 inch off the base, and then I'm going to trim 1/2 inch off each side to bring it down to 5 inches. Perfect. Let's get all our little scraps out of the way. Bringing back our background. So I think I'd still like to matte these photos just so that they've got that bit of colour there. And I'm going to work with the Gravity Grape cardstock. This was released at the same time as the Boo-Yah collection. It's a perfect match for the tones and the designs of that collection. So I'll just bring in my 12-inch trimmer, and if my photos are 5 by 3.5, then I'm going to cut my photo mats at 5.25 by 3.75, and that'll just give us a nice little frame around our photo. So we'll need 2. We add our photos to those matte, it just gives it a nice little background of colour. We can adhere those into place. Making sure you've got the same space equally around the edges of your photo, like so. I think that purple works really well. Okay, so our grid in place, we can now add our larger photos in place, and I sort of want to center them between each of the top two and the bottom two rows there. And then we can have our Boo title coming through the middle. But I think we need to add some decorative elements to our page now. I'm thinking if we were to add some of the spider's web to the top and the base of our page here. So again, I'm just going to slide that across. And I think I'm going to need some black cardstock for this. So I'll just get a sheet of the black. Now I'm actually going to use this to cut a strip of the spider's web. You can, of course, create frames with this, which are divine as well, but I am going to use it to create a border strip. It's just a matter of lining up that image with the punched piece there to the left and punching all the way across our black cardstock. And then we're going to just use our 12-inch trimmer to remove the frame. Like so. Just get rid of our confetti. That's what we need for our punch at the moment. Bring back in the trimmer, and I really don't want to have a wide strip that the web's connected to, so I don't know, it's probably 1/8 of an inch that I'm lining that up there and cutting through. So when I say 1/8 of an inch, I mean, you know, that wide strip that the web's connected to. Isn't that a cool effect? I love it. Such a cool effect. Okay, so if we bring back in our page, I'm thinking it'd be really cool to add some of the web to above and below those photos. And we're only going to need to just cut that in half, because it's a 12-inch long strip, and we're working with 1/2 of the page there. So I'm going to stick my photos into place first, I think. Yes, we'll use that as a guide. We're going to stick these photos into place, and then we can work with our decorative elements. And I don't think I'm finished with that spider's web punch yet. I think we're going to use more of that for our cute little squares that we've got to the right hand side of the page. So I've got one photo into place. Let's get our second. And I've just used repositionable tape for these. I'm just eyeballing it, but I want to make sure that I've got it positioned the same for the top half of those photos as I did for the base there. Okay, and then we're going to have our spider's web to the top, our spider's web to the bottom, and I want to add my title there through the center. So we can stick down these spider's web. Like so, and the top one as well. Just running it along the edge of the paper. Super simple. Now, this is where I'm going to see, do I want to add a cute little icon with my title? And I think I do. So I'm going to add my title with foam squares because we want to raise that above our photos. So just going to place some along the title. And I'll stick that into place just off center. And then I just love this cute little ghost here. Actually, no, I might use the other one. He's facing the right way. Yeah, he's so cute. So I'm going to, even though that is a sticker, I am going to add it to the page with foam squares to raise that from the page, similar to the title. So Boo, their little ghost. Excellent. Now we can work on filling in all of these other little squares. And when I said that I didn't think I was done with my spider's web, because I think I'm going to add some to the squares. So I'm just going to punch another strip. And we can cut these down, and whatever we don't use, I mean, I know I'm going to be making more Halloween projects, more Halloween layouts, so I can use the leftover spider's web on those. So maybe one there, up on the side. Oh, I didn't cut that very well. Oops. One up to the side. And we'll add another one up the top here. Again, I'm just separating those with my scissors. I'm going to add another one there. And then we can come in with some of our cute little phrases. I love this one. So cute, it's scary. And if I bring that up, can you see the holographic effect in the lettering? It's sort of got like a silver sheen to it. I'm going to add that to this little orange square at the top. I might do that off center. So cute, it's scary. And there's so many cute little spiders here. Why not let's add a spider to our web. And we can add some little stars. Like so. And I love this cat that's been given a fright. Let's add that to our top square here. Actually, I'll move that over just a little bit. He was off the square there. And then there's a cute little Boo banner at the top. Boo. Add our little jack-o'-lanterns here. With our Boo-Yah title. Just fills in all these little stickers. It just fills in these grid designs so nicely. It's a way of, you know, working with them decoratively. Doesn't want to come off the backing. Okay, I've had a Boo-Yah title there. creep it real. And then one final sticker for our little black square, and I think this is where I'm going to add my journaling. So I've got my journaling strips all in place there, and I'm just going to do one final little effect on my layout just with a black journal pen. And I'm just going to add a little hand-drawn border to those two green squares there. And you want to just take your time with it, because again, these are on foam squares, but I just felt the green needed a little touch of something. And this isn't for everybody. I like the aesthetic that a hand-drawn border gives to a layout. But I'm just making my way around the edge. Okay, so now that I've hand-drawn those little borders to those green squares, that's completed my page. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this new collection today and my layout come together. Perhaps you'll give a grid design a try for yourselves as well. But for now, take care everybody, and I will see you very soon. Bye.